Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's episode, we are going to be working on a rocker time art Zodiac wall clock. Now with this, it doesn't look like there's anything motorized to it. It's just a clock with some aesthetic pieces, and there's going to be, I think, 2 or 3 different parts of it that you can manually turn. And for rocker, I think this is one of the first ones that have the different colored wood in the model itself. So usually it's just the one type of color and everything, but I saw this and I was like, well, at least they're using different colored wood to make it stand out a little bit better. So it's just like a little nice piece to see on the wall, you know, when you're walking through and everything. So, but, and I'll just go through showing everything in it, and it actually doesn't have a lot. I mean, that's all it has is those 5 boards. So there's really not a lot to it, but as you can see, different colored wood, you know, some small pieces, some big pieces. So I definitely don't think this is going to take too much time, but I'm sure there'll be some parts or steps that will be challenging and everything. And then also it came with some screws, some nuts. Of course, there's the clock hands, and then there's the clock function itself when you put the battery in to get it to run. And I think this is the first one I've actually seen where it actually comes with glue, which is funny because usually on the box it says, you know, no glue required, but this one actually does come with glue. So I'm anxious to see exactly what the glue is going to be used for in the process of building this. And then of course it came with one sandpaper square, but all these right here are just ones I've kept from other models just to have, you know, in case I need it for small spaces and everything. And then just my other tools that I have. And then it come with a little small glue stick and everything, but I'll use my beeswax that I always use and everything. So, but that's it though. Like I said, not much there. So, but we'll see how it goes and see what it looks like and everything. So, but as always, like what I'm doing, please like, share, subscribe, leave comments, and I'll get back to you. And with that, we'll get started. All right, everyone. So, as you can see, I'm trying a different camera angle on this build, just to try different sides and views and everything. Because I know sometimes certain angles work better than others, and I know sometimes my hands kind of get in the way when I'm trying to do something and everything. So this time I want to try to do just a top-down view of this build and see what happens and see if it helps, see if it's better or whatnot. So we shall see. So I've got everything out, placed out and everything. So got everything sanded down. There was only a couple pieces that needed some wax. Okay, so we're going to put these right here into these 4 holes. There's 2 different sizes. So the A3s are the small size, and the small A4s are the bigger size. So just got to figure out which way actually goes better in the hole. Should just slide right in. And all these should be facing the same direction. Shouldn't have any going the opposite way of the way they are. So, okay. So now use this, get this piece, and then just carefully slide it down on the taller pieces, get those in first, and then work its way down to the smaller ones, and then just angle it into the holes. And just be careful pushing it down. Just make sure it stays level to push on this main piece. Don't push on the outside, because there's a good chance something's going to break off or whatever. So just kind of push closer to the pegs until, so you just push this all the way down, and then you got 4 little washers, wooden washers, that you're pushing down each of the tabs, creating some separation from the piece that's right above it. Okay, and now putting this next piece on, and the same thing, just get the tall pieces in. Line up the smaller ones. Push it down all the way till it connects to those washers. And then you get some more washers. Slide these down. Okay. Then, starting over here, this piece, we got these small little T-tabs that we're going to pop in from the bottom. Just kind of like what we did before. Just making sure nothing should slide off if you tilt it over, but just making sure they're all facing the same direction. And they should go right in. And while you're doing this, you're actually going to do 2 separate sections. You're going to do this section, and you're going to do this section. So you might as well just go ahead and put the T-tabs in both areas, just so, since you got it turned over right now. All right. Okay, everything's still there. Get it lined up. And it looks like that, you know, as long as you have this centered, then that's kind of the basis of how you're putting everything on. And then you get your little gear right here, and this is the one thing that had to wax the outside of it. The outside of it and everything, and then you want to make sure that the gear is facing, the teeth are going this way from what it looks like. And then just attach it to the bottom, and then okay, and it's the same for this one. You want to make sure the teeth are going this way, and then attach that, push that all the way down, and there you go. That's kind of really the first big step. The longest part's just popping everything out, sanding everything down, waxing, you know, what needs to be waxed and stuff. So again, I really don't think this is going to take a lot of time to put together. I think it's actually going to take longer getting the pieces out and everything, and sanding them and getting them ready to put together, but we'll see. Okay, so we got our next pieces out. I kind of moved the big piece over. Got all the pieces out for the next 4 steps, 4 little pieces we're going to be doing. The only thing if you do this, is just be on the lookout for the piece numbers, because they're using uppercase and lowercase letters for certain pieces. So you may see one that says B1, and it's a lowercase b, and then when you go look for the part, you just see the regular B. So Just be careful when you're looking for a certain piece, and just make sure it matches what it actually needs for that step. And I don't know why they did uppercase and lowercase. You figured they would just keep using numbers, you know, to go as far up as they need to, but it's just the way it is, I guess. I don't know. So, but just be careful of that, because a lot of these are lowercase letters that they're using for some of these parts. So just be on the lookout. Okay, so first step, so we're gonna get this, and it doesn't matter which side, it's the same. And then you're gonna get one of the actual screws, and it has a little diagram on the instructions for you to measure the screw to ensure it's the right length. So you just want to make sure it's the right length, because there are some that are pretty close to what's in there. And then you get this and insert it, and it shouldn't matter which way you go. I'm guessing this piece is just what holds the screw down. So you got C. Okay, so once you get these three pieces on, you want to flip it over. And then with C, this piece that's got the numbers on it, you want to make sure those are facing down from what you're looking at. And then just make sure it slides right on. I don't think it matters which way it goes, just as long as it's on there. And then you want to do A5. And then A4 with it waxed, and then you want it, the pieces, the teeth to go this way. Have the teeth go that way. Okay, and I believe, yep, okay, so that's it for this first one. So that's all you're looking for, is just that right there. So that's one piece. Okay, so almost going to be doing the exact same thing. Do this, put the screw down. Now the holes, as you can, you may not be able to see, but like these two are straight, but these two are at an angle going slightly down. They're not perfectly straight going sideways. So you want to make sure those are on the sides, and when you put the key in, the key is going to go into the holes that are straight, not the angled ones. And you definitely want to make sure you're pushing in the middle and not the ends of this, because you will break a piece. Because I think I have done that on another model. It's just nerve-wracking because I'm always afraid I'm going to break something. Okay, so yeah, just make sure you push on the inside, not on these edges, because it won't end well. Okay, so you got that. And then you got your other pieces that are separated. That'll go down. Just trying to do the best you can to push it down. And it's got like a little hole to cover the screw so it doesn't hit on it. It's got a little cutout section, so it misses the screw. Okay, so you got that piece, and just like before, flip it over. This is going to be fun. And again, just like before, it's got days of the week. So just make sure that's facing down, and make sure you get your angled pieces to match up with the tabs. Make sure you put it on the right way. Get it on there. Push it down. There we go. Like a couple of these pushed back up on me. Okay. Then B7, same thing. Just make sure it's flush all the way across, all the way around. And this, yeah, teeth are going this way. So put that right on top. Wax and all. Okay. So there's your other key, or whatever you're going to be using it for when you turn and everything. So, all right. So there's that one. Okay. Now, we're going to grab this, and then you're going to grab one of these tabs. These are going to go on top. Like so. And then you're going to flip it over. And I don't think it matters, you know, which numbers where or whatever, just as long as you have it somewhere. And then if you want, you can always put it on a flat surface just so you know that the pieces are going to go onto it. 8. Just line up with the holes and then just push it down. And then with this piece, you want to make sure the curved pieces are going this way. You can kind of see how the curves are all going like this. You want to make sure that they're going this direction before you put it on. Okay. So there's that one. And then you just do the exact same thing what we just did a second ago. With this one, you know, make sure the curves are going in this direction. And then put it on. Okay. And the only difference between these two pieces is one, it's the dark brown for both of these pieces. And then the other one, it's a dark brown and a light brown, just so you can kind of identify which one goes where. And so now we're going to bring this back up. I'm going to move these over. So I'm going to bring this back in. Okay, so now, okay, so C. So, okay, so I'm going to grab piece C, which is dark brown, light brown. If you flip it over, it's got the numbers on it. And then this one is going right here. Like that. I'm just rotating it just to see if it's nice and smooth. Okay. And then D, the other one, it's the months. So it goes here, and I just making sure that is doing good on its own too. Okay. And then small one, big one. Okay, so now you're going to get your first turner with the numbers. And you're just going to place it down and make sure the screw goes down in the hole. There we go. You may have to lift it up so the screw will go down all the way through. So you may need to place it on something. And then the same for this one. Make sure that they're all flat, and then just make sure it turns nice. Make sure these turn nice. And these are counterclockwise turns. So just move them around, make sure they move good. Okay, so we got our next pieces out. What we're going to be doing, and then we actually got our glue. This is kind of one of the sections we're going to be using glue on. So this should be fun. Okay. Not initially though. Okay. Just going to put these together actually. Just going to stick these in. Having a flat surface definitely helps when you're trying to push things onto other things, just so you don't kill your fingers. All right, and then we're gonna push the second one on once we get everything lined up. You get one, work your way around. There we go. And just, all right, all the way down. It's flush. And then just do the same. Make sure they're all lined up. Okay, so you want these to be flush here, so you turn it around and then push this down. There we go, because you want this to be flush. All right, I was reading it wrong. So a better thing would be to start with this one, put the tabs into this first, and then slide these other two on top of it. So, but main thing is having this on top because you're turning this around to put it into something. Okay, so next thing is this, and you want it where the 4 is on this side, the 1V. So you want it there, and then you want this to go in here, and I'm gonna put some, it doesn't say to wax, but I'm gonna go ahead and wax this right here because it's sliding around in there, and you can always wax the inside of the other piece. It doesn't really matter as long as there's wax on something, or you could do both. That's what that I like, that thinner wax piece that they give you, that you can get into the small areas and wax in here. But because since this is going to be moving around, okay, so that is on there. And then Just making sure so I had it on the right side. That's there. I don't think it mattered. I think they were both the same. Yeah, about the same size. So okay, so got that on there. That's turning pretty good. Okay. You know what? I didn't even look at that. Hang on a second. Okay. So I'm gonna have to take this off. If I can. Notice something, and I don't know if it'll matter or not, but there we go. And what I was seeing was these little like heart-shaped emblems going around the circle. They're actually, I mean, if you have it the wrong way, you got to make sure it's going the right direction. That's what I was looking at. And putting it on, they want you to make sure that the hearts kind of are going in this type of, or yeah, the heart's going in this direction. Because if you look at it, you can tell it kind of looks like it's going like this way. So you want it to go in this direction. So I did not see that at all. So I'm putting that back down and pushing it. Okay. So that's what I was just seeing, because this has that same emblem, the little arrow or heart, to go in that same direction, because that's how you're going to be putting it on here to get it to match. Another glue. Hear that kitty here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to push these all the way through so they're flush. Because what you're going to do is put this right on top, and you want it to be, you don't want it to be wobbly. You want it to be flush with that bottom piece, the dark brown or the red piece, because this is the piece you're going to be gluing on. Just look, and yes. And then you're going to be putting a screw right down in the middle. So before we do that, okay, one, make sure that the IV is flipped over so it's upside down. You want to make sure your hearts are going in this direction. And then you're going to put, this is the glue that they supply you. You could probably use whatever type of glue you want, wood glue. And you're going to put the glue on each of the 4 hearts that are right here. And it doesn't have to be a lot. Because you don't want to bleed out or anything. And you could always, because I think it says to need glue in moderation. So, I mean, you could always put like a little, like right here, just so it doesn't come off or anything. And you can always throw some in the middle here too, just so it doesn't go anywhere. And then very carefully, because when it dries, you're really not going to see. You just kind of push it down. Just kind of sure it's centered. Just make sure it's centered with the piece, and then there we go. So and of course you'd be putting the screw down in there, but for right now I'm just going to let it set and let the glue dry, and then give it some time. I don't know how long this glue takes to dry or anything, but just give it some time to make sure it sets really well before I start messing with it or anything like that. Okay, so I got our next pieces out, and it's definitely we're going to be gluing these three sets. So there was this piece that they want you to glue all together, and then this piece they want you to do it twice. So there's two separate areas that this one's going to be into, and eventually you're going to be putting a screw through the whole thing, but I guess they just want you to glue it together just so it doesn't rattle around if you're turning something or whatever. I mean, it looks like it's going to be used as a spacer, but I guess even with the screw in there, it could probably, potentially each piece could be moving around too much or whatever. So that's probably why they are having you, glue these together just to hold them in place when you're moving around and everything. So I'll start with this, and it really don't matter which side you glue. So I'll start with these. I just put a little bit of glue here. And of course with these, you want to make sure that the teeth line up as best as possible. Squeeze them together. There we go. And you can always put them on a flat surface and see what happens. There we go. Okay. Looks like it's off still a little bit. So as long as you're close, it should be fine. I don't think you're going to be, actually. As long as you're close, I don't think it's going to hurt nothing. So, okay. So now on the top part, just going to glue a small piece. Put that on there, and again, you can always just grab a screw and just put in there, just to make sure that doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah, it don't have to be perfect or anything. You just want it where the screw can go through, and the same for when you glue this other side. Just put some glue around the parts, and then just slide this down, push it down, and just make sure it's on there good. And you got the little lines that are on the piece that kind of help you position the pieces and everything, but it looks like the glue kind of holds pretty quickly. So there's that one, and then okay, so this is just going to be a Actually, you know what? We're just gonna glue each one on top. And I'll just put the screw in there and put this through here. Go all the way through. There you go. And then you can adjust the piece. That one's like a little off on the bottom here. Like I said, it don't have to be perfect. You're just trying to make a spacer. If nothing else, you can always put it down here for the taller pieces to make sure they're lined up. Everything. And then yep. Alright. There's that one. And just do the same for this second one. Just get it in lines. I think this is the type of glue I use for some of the other models for paper, for some of the paper pieces. And it actually took hold pretty quickly and everything, so I definitely didn't have any issue with it or anything, but let's see what the, yeah, it looks like it's settled, so. Okay, so I didn't really wait a lot of time. I just, since the pieces are kind of glued together and they're not going to go anywhere, because after I put these in with the screws and stuff, then I'm pretty much not going to touch the model for a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and just put them in. They're probably a little dry, but not completely dry. So okay, so you're going to get C4, going to go right here. And then you have this piece that's going to go here. It's going to connect with that. And then one piece is going to go right here. And then the other one is going to go right here, the pieces that you glued together. So the geared piece right here, and then your two other pieces that you glued here, and this was just a separate piece that they needed. Okay, so now Oh, okay. So now you're gonna have these two pieces latch onto these right here. And then everything else is gonna go this hole to here, this hole to here, this screw goes down into here, and then there's another one, screw hole going right into there. So first thing would be to line these up, lock them in, and just start pushing them down as you're lowering it down to the base. And then with the screw here, I should have kept an eye on where it was at. There we go. Here we go. Oh. There we go. Gotta make sure that the gears on what you lower down lines up with the gears on this. That's why I wouldn't go down. And again, I've got this on a box just so the screws can go all the way through and everything. So, oops. So for here, make sure this goes all the way through on that one. Make sure this one goes all the way through on that one. And this one goes all the way through. Make sure it lines up. Make sure that one goes all the way through on that one. Okay, so you're gonna need a small flat screwdriver and a small pair of pliers. And so you can either tilt it like so the screws don't fall out. And you can see I'm just gonna hold the screw and then just put the nut on for now, just to hold it so it doesn't fall or anything. Yeah, that one ain't going anywhere. That one's going to be difficult because I can't hold the screw to turn it. And then you got this one here, unless they're just not meant to be too tight on there, they're just meant to be just hand tight. I got my finger on the other one here. Hopefully you guys can see this. I think you can. Okay. So you can either use a screwdriver or just a small pair of pliers and just cinch it down. It doesn't really say like how tight to make these. Whereas now it's getting where you can't really turn it. I'd say not to make it too tight. Make it too tight and it'll pinch probably some of the pieces. Okay, so now sure that turns. And then, let's see, just trying to, hang on. Clockwise, okay. There we go. That's what these arrows, hearts, whatever you want to call them, that's what these are for, that you want to make sure they're going this way because that tells you the rotation of how to turn it. And if, with any wooden model, it just takes a few turns to kind of get it going. Just using my other hand here. It's getting smoother now, so yeah. So that's smooth. So this is clockwise turn right here, and this is counterclockwise turn. So it looks like we're going to be doing the exact same thing, exact same build that we did for this. We're going to do up here. So I may film it, may not film it, because it looks like it's the exact same thing, same pieces and parts and everything. So if I happen to see something different, then I may go ahead and film it. But if not, I may not film it just to speed it up. But no, we'll see. Okay, so we did these. I just done these pieces. I thought it was recording, but it wasn't. Sometimes I hate things. Okay, so, but what you want to do, you just start with this. You put the little rods through all the way, and then you just get each piece, and you can fold it over and line it up, and then just push it down the tab all the way down, and then there's some wooden wooden washers that go in on both sides, and then you just put the dark brown piece on top of it in the same direction, and you just want to make sure that the words are on the outside of this lighter brown one, and then the darker brown one, they're facing the same direction. Just make sure that's on there really good. And then the other piece is the exact same way. You just put the two rods through. You get your two pieces, fold it over, push them all the way down, get your washers in there, put your other dark brown piece on. And then this one, it just has some hearts, and then it's just got words in the back. So you just want to make sure those are exactly the way they look right here. I don't know why I didn't record. Didn't notice it until after I was done. So, okay. So now we are going to put these in place. Okay, so you want to grab the first one with the wording on both parts here, and where your two tabs are sticking out, you're going to go put them in right here. I'm just going to lift it up a little bit just so. And then, oh, does that go there? Does that go there? And then, yep, okay. And this little piece, it goes right here, or these two go onto here and here. Did not even see that. So you push those down, and once you get far enough, then you want to make sure, since everything's screwed in now, nothing will fall off. You want to make sure that these tabs are there and there. So those are in, so then you can just push this one all the way down. And just make sure that one's in. Okay. Then you want to do the same for this one. Make sure these. Always hate pushing down on stuff. I think it's gonna break. So get that pushed down, and make sure that that tab is in, and this tab is being a pain in the butt. Man, that one's way off. There we go. Okay. And then we'll just push these down like so. Alrighty. Well, hopefully you didn't miss too much with me not taping or recording that, building these two pieces, but coming along pretty well. So almost there. So now, C10, the top. Okay, so now we cutting these pieces out. We're just putting them here, just as more little supporting pieces. Oh, that's great. It's not really too. Must be bent or something. Okay. Okay, now the fun part, which I really don't like, just because I had issues last time. Okay, so now we are going to be putting the watch hands and pieces together. Battery. Yeah, this little clear plastic piece that's going to go on top. It's going to protect the back of this just from wear and tear. Just set it on top like so. Then we're going to do okay. You do the smaller hand. Okay. Then yep, okay. So you put the small hand, then you got the second one. It goes on top. It should just snap right on. And then you got your second hand that just sits right on top of it. Not too tight, and just enough to hold. I don't think it, oh, there we go. I just kind of pushed it in a little bit. Oh, I screwed that up. Dang it. Screwed that up. I knew I was going to find some way to do it. I just knew it. Not too bad though. Okay. Completely forgot about the washer and the washer. Gotta make sure this thing doesn't go anywhere. I was like, I got these extra pieces here somewhere. I don't know what's gonna. Just hand tight should be good. It's not going anywhere. Okay, now let's try this again. And these watch hands had a little protective film on them that you just needed to peel off and everything, so okay. Oh man, I'm gonna break it. There we go. Okay. I always hate putting those things on. Okay. Now, with everything lined up the way it is, then you're going to put this in here and then just line up your tabs. Line up your tabs with your 4 holes here. Of course, a couple of them are going to be a little taller than the other ones, so you work your way down till you get to them. There we go. And then looking on the back, it's just kind of sitting in there, easy to get to put a battery in and everything. Nothing's blocking it or nothing like that. Okay, there we go. So not too bad. Okay, it's just a couple more pieces. A couple more pieces and then we are done. So with these, there's a little circle on the top. And on the back there isn't a circle, but then also you see a little hole right here. So, and it's just on this side. So you want to make sure on this one that this is facing up and the hole's over here. So luckily that wasn't too hard to take them off. Okay, and then just do what I just got done doing. Put these back on. I think it loosened them up a little bit. This is just decoration anyway. Okay. Now, this one, the same thing. You're gonna hold it down, make sure the circle. Make sure the circle is facing up and these in and okay, so we got those two. All right. So now, bring this over here. Move these out of the way. Okay. So this upper one. Holy. Okay, so this upper one for all 4 is going to go into these 4 holes right here. And on top of this, there we go. Okay, so pushing that down, but and then this one, the same thing. Make sure this is on here. And then actually kind of do them both at the same time. Okay. Lily. This one just doesn't feel right or something. I don't know. I think they're all like that. Okay. Guess they're just going to stick up. Okay. So you got those on there. Okay, so now I'm going to get this. Oh, a piece I completely forgot to put on from the very beginning was here. Is this little piece right here is supposed to go right here. Luckily, didn't have to take nothing off, just had to slide that on. Don't know why I messed that. So, as I was going through taking all the pieces off and everything, I definitely saw that something was missing. Okay, thought that was an A2, but maybe not. Okay. Yeah, so that's just to hold it together. And then these. There we go. Just to help turn it. Everything, so. Okay. Now we're going to finish gluing some pieces on. First are going to be these little arrow pieces that are going to go on right here. That's why they had the little circle right here. Place that right on top, just to get a little more aesthetic look. Just gotta line it up. You can press it down without moving it or anything, that would be good. Just give it a little bit more color. Just put one here. There we go. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to be highlighting the 12, 3, 6, and 9 position. So, got these little red letters. It's going to kind of highlight the spots a little bit, kind of give that a little bit more color. So I may not do the whole thing. I may just put kind of right in the middle. Not worried about the edges or anything. And if you have a toothpick or something, you can come in and wipe away the excess glue. And one more to go. Okay, I didn't put as much on that one, so you're not seeing as much of it. Alright. A little bit of color. Okay. So now it's wanting me to add it's wanting me to put these little side pieces on right in here like that. I don't know why.
I don't really need a dumbbell. Okay, so your strength
Those are on the other side, these right here. Let's see.
already increased. So
Yeah, so it wants me just to put these two right here, just glue them on. So
I guess I'll get 23.
So I'll just put some glue here, and then I'll just put some glue down on this.
I've already talked to these people, so. You heard that? You can't connect random NPCs until the open room. That's weird.
It's not for sure. Okay. And with that, then we are done. So clean up a little bit and then we'll come back and do a little final review. Okay guys, so finally got everything done. So for our ROKR Time Art Zodiac Wall Clock. So there's nothing special about this. It's like I said at the beginning, didn't look like it had a lot of pieces. There's nothing that runs on its own. There's a couple different things that you manually turn. But other than that, it's just a regular clock. And as you can see, I put a battery in it and it is running. So it's not a ticking thing. It's not a ticking clock. It just continuously moves, which is nice because you don't hear the little ticking noise or whatever. But with all the colors and the different stains of wood, I mean, it definitely stands out a little bit and everything. And I mean, it's definitely, a cool piece just to put on the wall, just to, look at and everything like that. But the things that you can change on your own is the day, which is here, which you can turn to set the day that you want. And then this one turns the opposite way. So these are counterclockwise. This is counterclockwise. This is clockwise. And you just got to look at the arrows. It tells you which way to go. And then this one up here gives you the day of the week and the month. So you can turn it to, select which month you want. January, and then turn this to, Wednesday or, Friday or whatever. And, I mean, that's pretty much about it. And I think the Zodiac part is Not for sure, because I mean you have the zodiac signs here, and it's got the months right here, but it doesn't line up with the months, and I don't know if maybe I needed to move it a little bit to line these up with the months, because I was just lining it with the sun and everything, which I have to go back and look and see if it matches. But because I know January there's a Capricorn for me, but the Capricorn is like right here, so not actually sure what the zodiac signs mean going with the months and everything. So unless I got this piece on incorrectly, which I don't think so, but not for sure. But I mean, hey, it still looks pretty cool though. Something to put on a wall, and then it gives you a hook and everything to hang it on the wall, and then it also gives you this little piece where if you don't have a wall, if it's like a tile or something slick, then you can, this peels off and it sticks, and then you can hang this on it from that. So a couple of different options to hang it up and everything. So not for sure where I'm going to put it, but we'll see. But it was a fun build, but it like half a day I got this done, so it doesn't take long. Like I said, it's just you're building the pieces up as you go along and everything. So yeah. So I mean, definitely one of the easier models to put together, but something if you want to try, I definitely probably say start with this, because it wasn't really too hard to put together and everything, pretty easy to follow and everything. So, and not a lot of pieces. So, but that's it. So with that, hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, subscribe, leave comments, and we'll see you next episode.